Okay, this is just a really quick demo of how Windrose is hitting your SSD pretty strong when saving your save game constantly. I'm going to go in just one of my normal games, and we'll watch the task manager as it starts to blip around. Oddly enough, during loading, there's not a lot of disk activity. I think the save game for this one is just around 10 megabytes. So it would be really quick to load. So we might not even see that blip. At this point, everything else is loading. That has nothing to do with the save file, I think. Okay. We've got audio. All right, we're in. So I'm just going to stay on the dock really quick, and we're just going to watch what happens. Not moving, not touching the mouse, not doing anything. And things seem okay. There's a little bit of disk activity, but not a ton. Nothing to be worried about at all. Now I'm just going to run through my base. Just going to run around. No big deal. Just going to run back and forth. See how things go. Run down the beach here, where I have another camp set up. Kind of going to run away from my base to see if my base being nearby is a problem. But as you can see, we're getting a bit of a shark's tooth pattern on the graph here. And we're going between 15 megabytes per second, over 30 megabytes per second. Some claim that if you go out on the water with your boat, they get up to 100 megabytes per second in constant read-write activity on their SSD. Now, this is not causing any problems gameplay-wise. The game is smooth. Everything is fine. I haven't had any file corruption. Haven't had any issues with save game files at all. I've had over 60 hours of gameplay, 2 crashes total. So I don't think anything necessarily bad is happening other than the excessive usage of the drive that has your save file on it. So we'll just walk through my little base here. Very small little building. Got a few NPCs running around. We saw a massive spike as I went in there. I wonder if it has something to do with the NPCs getting triggered. We go back over here real quick. We'll walk back through my base. See if we see that same spike. We do not see that same spike. That's fine. Let's go up my tower here and see if going up vertically has an impact. All right, I'm up in the tower. So I got no boats down there. I'm just gonna stand here and I'm not gonna move. We're gonna let the ocean move and see if that has a difference. So 0 changes now. Nothing is happening in the world. Nothing's being written to the save files. If I change my weapon, nothing happens when I change my weapon. If I bring up my inventory, nothing happens when I bring up my inventory. I move things around in my inventory. We get a little bit of activity there. So this is being saved. Like every time I move something, I assume it's writing it back to my player profile with the slot that these items are in, which is fine. Again, it just shouldn't take such a large write. Like I'm sitting here idle at like 200 KB per second or less. The minute I move something, it goes to 5 megabytes per second and then comes back down. I move something else, 1 megabyte per second, and then nothing else. I move a third thing, 10 megabytes per second. If I hover over something just to get the tooltip, no blip. But if I move this thing down here, oh, interesting, I didn't get a blip there either. I got a blip when I moved it to my taskbar though, or my action panel. So anyway, as you can see, doing things in world is going to cause your drive to constantly be written to. Well, wait a minute. Now this is interesting. So up on this platform, I'm running around and there's absolutely nothing happening. There we go. Are we back? Are we back, boys? This is a very different experience than when I'm down in my base. much more respectable here. Below 100K. And then there's a blip to 8 megabytes. But then nothing. So if I jump back down to my base. Yes, no fall damage. You heard it here first. And now I just run back around my base. It's the movement. I bet you if I slow walk, the actual amount will change. So I'm literally just holding down caps lock to get my slow walk on. So it's blipping up there a little bit, but not nearly as bad as when I run around. Like we're hitting 34 megabytes per second every now and then, but not nearly as bad as when I run. I'll hold down shift and run around. It's going to pop up there and stay in that general zone for a bit. And you're not going to see any major valleys. You're going to see smaller valleys in the chart. All right, let's bring back my ship and fly out to the ocean here and see if there's a difference.
Ship's under your hand, Captain. Push in.
All right, we're just going to sail randomly in one direction, see what happens. Not going to move the camera. I'm just going to sit behind the boat. So no rendering with the islands is going to be in play here. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we're getting a constant read right now of 30 or more megabytes per second on average, just by sailing my ship in one direction. And it's almost flat. It's a constant read write. I mean, this isn't ideal. I'm not worried it's going to break my SSD, but I am worried about the optimization and what this would mean for as the world gets larger. Is it having to rewrite the entirety of the world every time you make a change to the world? And that includes a change to positioning of elements, which in this case would be my boat and my character. Like every time you write to a file, you run the risk of that file write failing. And how does that work if you're having far too many writes than your machine can hold? Are you going to have corruption problems? Are you going to have lag problems? Like ideally, none of this would be the case. Like ideally, me moving from point A to point B would not require 30 megabytes per second of disk I/O. So I've sent this over to the Windrose folks in their Discord. Also posted it on X. They responded saying they'll send it over to their team. So I'm hoping they can get it resolved pretty quickly, because no other game I play that has this type of base building and open world manipulation and large save files has this problem. So this is something so far for me unique to Windrose and how they built the game. So anyway, that's all I'm going to record for now. Thanks for watching.